Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Looks like traditional markets wanting to open up big time in the red. We're going to see. I'm just checking on X, make sure people can hear me over there. Okay, welcome if you're listening on X or on YouTube live right now. Put a little GM for good morning in the thing here, and let's get going. So looking NASDAQ opened up. Now let me refresh it. Looks like it's down about 1.5. Hey, Coach Master, GM. Oh, crypto alerting there, getting a notification. Hold on here. Okay. Yep. Down 1.57. We're opening down on the NASDAQ. It was looking bad. Dow down 0.62, S&P down 0.99. So basically 1.5%, about 0.75%, and then about 1% all down, which is kind of where it was pointing towards earlier. Let's see here. See how our Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's doing a little bit better, but like I say, of course, we had some historic highs there. Okay, Bitcoin right now, 79,803. You see, we got almost to 82 in the last 24 hours, right? So down couple thousand points on the daily, officially down 0.1%. Let's look at the hourly. We see we're dropping. So let's see how it shakes out. Market's only been open for 2 minutes. Obviously, we had the ending of the historic summit with Trump and Xi and all the business guys. So yeah, we're kind of burning down now. We'll see though. Like I say, let it. We see Ethereum's already kind of popped off the bottom. Look at the daily. Same thing, down significantly, down on about 0.7%. On Ethereum, it's sitting at 22.42. XRP, $1.45 even. It's actually zero for the day, so holding up a little better. And Solana, 89.90, so it's down 1.4%. So it's the worst performer in the ones we check every day. Let's look at how it looks on the hourly. Yep, big drop down there to 89.76. So not surprising. We'll see how it shakes out here. We'll look at some of the news and then we'll pop back. Look one more time at the future. Like I say, it's only been open 4 minutes. Sometimes they'll ping pong up and down a little bit here. Refresh it here. Yeah, 1.39 now. So yeah, that's actually it hadn't refreshed. So not surprising. And we are coming into a weekend, actually gotten a little worse. 1.67 for the NASDAQ, down 0.82 and down 1.18. So getting a little worse. Let's just for fun, let's look back at Bitcoin on the hourly. Let's look at it on the hourly. Yeah, it's still kind of hasn't found its bottom yet. We'll take a look at some news and we'll check back. We've got we have the weekend here, right? We have low vol weekend. We had the end of this summit. Tells me might have a little bit of volatility here. Hey, Dano Crypto, GM, man. Good to see you. Been good to see you last few this week. Joined us quite a bit on X over there. OG in the space over there. Been joining me on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show. Yeah, Dana, this is the Opening Bell Crypto. Just kind of I stream it live on YouTube, Rumble, and here just to kind of hopefully have a little format. Same stuff we go over kind of in the GM Bitcoin Morning Show, but can show some graphs and clips and stuff like that. So Good to have you join me. Yeah, it's a Friday, and it's it's going to be a challenging one. We have the hype of the summit over, right? We have the hype of the summit over, and now we have low volume weekend ahead. There'll be some potential manipulation. I was going to say, and we're seem to be going down. I'm going to jump back just since I usually almost don't even check in till it's at 5 or 10 minutes, but yeah, still 79,654. So down 1% since the market opened. So yeah, we'll see if it finds a bottom here. That's looking at the hourly chart, daily chart right here. Obviously, we can see we're down about 2,500 points, but the hourly chart still seems to be free falling a little bit. Maybe we'll be good there at 79,628. Let's see. But 2 days ago, so on Thursday we had Wednesday we had massive outflows, like 620 million, one of the biggest this year, or certainly the biggest since early January. So yesterday, BlackRock was able to pop back about 144 million. So we'll see. Obviously, TradFi market on fire today, coming off some, all-time highs. So not to be not surprising at all that we popped back, but BlackRock did buy another 144 yesterday, so pop back a little bit. We've got, after a private meeting with President Xi, Trump said it was an incredible visit. We made some fantastic trade deals. He also confirmed China plans to invest billions in the U.S. So it was more of a trade opportunity for him, or business opportunity for him. But I think they had a good meeting. And one thing that I didn't really know that became clear in some of the interviews is he said, look, they've got a decent relationship. When there's been problems in the past, they just pick up the phone and talk to each other and kind of work it out. So I thought this was good. I think positive. I thought it'd be positive. It was very positive. So I think that it's I think that's good. I think now that that's kind of over now. Maybe we get back some focus on the Iran war, but maybe this will help it. There was some talk about it. Originally, Trump said we don't need your help, but I think that was just posturing, honestly. Strategy is going to repurchase. They made a tender offer to retire 1.5 billion of convertible notes. So maybe those people will be able to cash out, not have to wait another 4 years to get their money out of it. So this will shows how well they're doing. They'll be able to retire that debt and potentially strengthen up their balance sheet and maybe be able to buy some more Bitcoin. So definitely doing well. So shout out to all the yous out there. Hey, Mr. Heine. Yeah. On the Heine coin community there, they have a THIF. Thank Heine. It's Friday. Pretty ringy. Mr. Heine there, of course, back from his trip from South Beach, business trip down there. Morning walks on the beach. And I saw him. He had a hoodie on this morning. He's got a walking and talking video he does notice the hoodie. Same when I came back from Vegas, being down there for 10 days for the Bitcoin conference. Came down, man. First day I had my coat on. Even I hadn't gotten like 2 hours. Like it's about a 6-hour drive to Vegas. And I usually drive as opposed to fly just because it's such a, I don't save too much time. Though there is a closer airport now. We have a little airport in our town. You can fly out private. But anyway, I drove down. Man, as soon as I got back, I noticed the difference because it was summer, man. People hanging at the pool and it was full blown 100 plus degrees. Came back. So looks like you experienced a little of that as well. This was hilarious. Man, it's such a goofy, they're just showing all the people there. And it's just kind of a funny. Elon retweeted this. Now, keep in mind, you got some serious jet lag when you're hitting there, right? Goes to Elon. Obviously, everyone wanted to take pictures with Elon, especially the Chinese. They love it. They love to, picture with Elon. But it was just kind of funny. Such a goofy dude. Probably fighting jet lag, to be honest with you. I used to make that trip twice a month. That jet lag hits you and kicks your butt. So he's probably dealing with the jet lag. Not the guy's always working anyway, but yeah, cool to have him there. Obviously a superstar. Jensen Huang. Even when the Apple guy, Tim Cook, takes a picture with him, look at his. Anyway, it made me laugh, man. Made me laugh. Old Elon, he's a character, man. Different dude, but goofy as hell, but smart as they come. Now, we kind of forgot about the war happening, but now their foreign minister Aragachi said the strait is open, except for vessels belonging to countries who are at war. Everything should be managed by Iran. He said there are no international waters in the strait, only Iranian and Omani territory. So, they're clearly don't get the message, but we'll see. I mean, Trump said they both agreed that on two things, him and Xi, that they should not have nuclear weapons, and that's international waters, right? You can't just claim international waters. So we'll see what happens. I assume that. Hey, Scott, good to see you there. Great space you had this morning. I was listening to it. Sometimes a combination of getting ready for all my shows, and sometimes first half an hour. So I'm just trying not to wake my wife up before I go down and work in my office. We have a 2-level house, so I do everything kind of from the basement, but sometimes first half an hour. So I'll be getting data, saving screenshots. And so I can't talk. So I couldn't talk today, but great show as usual. 7 days a week too. Check it out. Little later on the weekend. I think it starts at 6:30 on the weekdays, Eastern time, 7 a.m. on the weekends. But let's check back on the market. I think a lot's going to be dictated by what the traditional markets do. Looks like it's getting a little worse too. Traditional markets looks like we'll let it refresh. Yeah, $1.73 down on the NASDAQ, 0.89 on the Dow, 1.2. It's getting worse. Let's see if Bitcoin's found a bottom here. Let's see if Bitcoin. Yeah, Fridays can be usually bad, but it still hasn't found a bottom. This is the hourly chart on Bitcoin. We're down 1.5%. I kind of thought this would happen. Get drugged down by the traditional markets. So we're down to 79,164. So of course, if this continues in the weekend and doesn't have some kind of good news or rebound, which I don't see any in the horizon. I mean, we had an eventful week. We literally had, other than the new Fed chair, today is Powell's last day, so that's good news. We did get the Clarity Act passed the Senate Banking Committee. We'll talk about that. So there has been a lot of good news. I think the summit was overall positive, but now the dust is kind of settled, and we kind of have what we're seeing today. So let's see if we can hold 79. Down 1.5%. Looks like we're starting to maybe bounce a little bit. We'll see. We'll watch for it to see if it finds a bottom there. I assume that it will, but don't forget we're going into a low volume weekend. So, hold on this weekend. I don't think it'll be too bad, but I do think we might see a slow bleed down. Today is official Jerome Powell's last day of chair of the Federal Reserve. I think our message is don't let the door hit you in the butt. His reign of failure is finally over. Yeah, obviously, I'm happy to see Kevin Warsh, an openly supporter of Bitcoin. I think it's going to be a new day in the Fed. People are talking no rate cuts this year, rate hikes. I don't see it. I think the war gets settled, and I think we see rate cuts. And it's not obviously just up to Warsh, but definitely I think we have a new Fed. New sheriff in town, so I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest with you. I don't care for Powell at all. It's interesting in that same, I don't know if this is the same one, I think it was, Arachi, the Prime Minister, said, Israel, talking about UAE, Israelis cannot protect them, Americans cannot protect them. They were hit more than anybody. Twice as many missiles tried to hit UAE, so this is a problem, right? And there was reports this week that they've been carrying out some strikes of their own, but obviously a very important leader to the whole world. And you know, I don't think they're going to want to leave them seeing kept intact. So it'll be interesting to see where we go. Be interesting to see if any, Trump said he didn't need Xi's help. Said they didn't really talk about it, but obviously they need oil from there. I think they can put some pressure on Iran. I mean, they have very few friends, no money, and they rely heavily on their oil. So, next step is see what it comes out of this summit. If there was some talk about China maybe reining them in and coming up with something. Trump obviously wants to get out of it. Got midterms barreling down on us. I think he wants to get out, but there is some bigger things that they're a very bad neighbor here. I don't know if some of the Gulf states are going to be happy with them here. So it'll be interesting, but I think it's clear Trump and Xi agreed, at least according to what Trump's saying, no nukes, and they don't control the straits. So, some progress was made. We'll see how that translates into real world practicality. This is interesting. Trump said China chose not to buy NVIDIA and H200 chips despite U.S. approval as it pushes domestic tech. So they're not against stealing whatever they can and stuff, but it'll be interesting to see. That is an interesting thing. They're going to try and use some of their internal stuff, and I'm sure AI was a big decision. I haven't heard any news clips, but I'm sure AI had to be one of the big talking points. Though I've not heard any really news from what became of that or didn't become of it. Trump said he made no commitment either way on Taiwan during talks with Xi. Beijing warned the issue could spark conflict. Obviously, it's a big deal to them, but more of a talking point than a short-term action can really be taken. Talked about that yesterday. And they said tariffs were not brought up during the 2-day meeting. So that's interesting. So I think they talked about a lot of new business stuff. Probably talked about Iran. Probably talked about AI quite a bit, and obviously a lot of business stuff. And really, it would be best for both countries if we could, like Xi said with his opening statement, if we could be allies and partners, not adversaries. That's the truth. I mean, China puts on a good front, but their economic, it's a planned economy. We know it's not that easy, especially with such a giant economy and, billions of people. So I think it would be good for China to become a little more friendly with the U.S. And there's a lot to be gained. I mean, that might be hopium, but yeah, interesting. Well, hey, let's check back on the markets and see if they finally found a bottom here or not. Free falling down in the first 19 minutes of trading. Looks like we might have found a bottom here. Let's see. Man, what a slow website this Yahoo is. It looks like we're off the bottoms a little bit. Let's see how Bitcoin found that bottom. It looks like we, at least for the near term, bottomed off that 79,042. And heck, when you look at the daily, we're down. We got almost 82,000. Now we're basically 79, down 3,000 points almost. 1.4 for the hour. But it does look like, maybe I spoke too soon. Up, then down. We'll see. Let it settle. Like I say, lock in for potential volatility if we get manipulated. There's not a lot. I don't take the weekends too seriously. But yeah, we're definitely down. Look at my Solana. I haven't checked my grid bots. I'll need to be buying some more. Down, as well. Down 1.2% for the hour and 1.6% for the day. Let's find where I'm at here. Yeah, big news obviously was the Senate Banking Committee passed the Clarity Act, 15-9 votes. So now, so it's the Senate Bank. That's a big hurdle. Now, here's what we have. It still has to go to the full Senate, which means they need 60 votes, which is stupid with the filibuster. I mean, it's not in the Constitution. It's just something the Senate made. And now they don't even really have a filibuster. You used to have to stand up there and talk. Just kind of was able to slow stuff down. Now it basically almost becomes default. You need 60 votes, but I think it'll still get passed. Very important to Trump. I mean, they can always vote to shelf the filibuster. I mean, shelf the 60 vote rule, which they will. The Democrats will surely do it when they get back in power, if they ever do get both sides and control of all the houses. But you got to realize this is very much a bipartisan. Crypto is the most bipartisan topic that we've had in years and years and years and years. You know, I saw a study that said only 4% of the people care about it. That's true, but those 4% have a bunch of money. Billions, maybe even trillions of dollars. So don't discount the importance of this. Was like a Wall Street Journal article trying to say crypto wasn't important. Yeah, it's a small group, but it's a small group of people who are very passionate about it, and it represents hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars. So you can't, don't discount crypto, but it is bipartisan. So, you know, it has to do that. And then it has to be reconciled with the House bill, right? Those two. So we're looking at probably summer, 4th of July, right around that time is looking when it get passed. But this is a priority thing for Trump. It's going to get passed, and we're pretty close anyway. So I think Polymarket odds have it about 70%. So I think it's good. I think that's big news, but you know, it is big to get it passed. Really hard to get legislation passed. Very divided country and a bunch of worthless lawmakers. UA is fast tracking a new oil pipeline that will double export capacity outside the Straits of Hormuz by 2027. Same thing that Saudi did, and same thing that they're doubling down on. So it goes out the other side, comes out of the Arabian Sea or whatever it is. Hey, Lord Dip, GM. Been a while, man. Coming to us from X, OG buddy there. Good to see you. Yeah, this is the show I started a month or two ago, kind of to hopefully reach Opening Bell Crypto, come out here and bring people up to speed on what they missed in about 20, 25 minutes. Also hope, you know, I live stream it on YouTube as well, and here hopefully reach a little bit different audience. We can show the slides and stuff. It's cool. And I'm probably next week or so I'll be I'm streaming it onto TikTok as well. I'm about 1,000 people followers, which is my threshold over there. So good to see you, man. Good to see you. Most people listening are friends from X and whatnot. Some of them even over on YouTube. I only have about 100 followers on YouTube. But yesterday, I don't know, got like 20 or 30 views. So it was the biggest day, one of the bigger days there. News from Sweden. Economists now predicting the Riksbank will crank up interest rates up to 2% this year, earlier than previous expected due to inflation, probably not being helped by the war and the gas prices and stuff like that, similar to what we're seeing here in the United States. Senator Loomis told CNBC big banks are trying to kill clarity. They can't compete. This will be the financial system. They're fighting for their lives. They are losing. Bitcoin is winning. So yeah, she did awesome yesterday. My favorite senator. Fortunately, she's not running for another term, but she's a little bit older, probably wants to spend some time with the kids and grandkids and whatnot from the beautiful state of Wyoming. So she's been a great advocate for it. President Trump just disclosed he owns MicroStrategy stock. Good stuff, man. A lot of people do, and I can't blame them. Kind of a little bit of a leverage play on Bitcoin, but check this out. Yesterday in 2 hours, gold dropped 1.25%, wiped out $320 billion. Silver fell 3.8%, erasing $80 billion. Total combined loss, $400 billion gone in hours. It's so much bigger than crypto, right? Shows how early we are and how small we really are. But yeah, and don't talk about the volatility can't be a store of value. Silver literally dropped 40% one day, in one day. Not recently, but I mean recently in the last few months. CME and NYSE are reportedly pushing U.S. regulators to bring Hyperliquid under tighter supervision, per Bloomberg. The exchange raised concerns over potential market manipulation and sanctions invasion as decentralized trading continue to gaining market share. Huge market share. Yeah, Mr. Heine, bullish on Luma. She is awesome. She's really good. She's our by far our biggest voice who really gets it. It's becoming big. I don't know how decentralized Hyperliquid is, what they can really do to them, but I'm an investor in Hype. But yeah, you don't want them like throwing the owners in jail or whatever. So it's really good when these are super. No one knows who's running them. I don't imagine that's the case with Hyperliquid. So interesting. They're getting noticed, though, to say the least, and they're taking billions and billions of dollars. Now, this was interesting. Trump said a major decision on easing sanctions against Chinese company buying is coming within days. This is what makes me think they've got a kind of a deal, backroom deal in place, right? Yeah, we'll ease the sanctions. You can get your oil, and you've got to get these guys to rein them in a little. This kind of makes me think that might. So we'll watch for the next week or so, see if some deal miraculously comes. And MOEX, big Moscow exchange, launching 24/7 crypto trading. They want to bring Russian traders back from foreign platforms. New indices for Solana, XRP, Tron being more already live. So that's good. So that's the news. Let's take one last look at the market, see how they're doing, see if they're bottoming out a little. Give us a little, let us enjoy our weekend. I did a 3-mile hike last night, 1,000 feet of elevation, felt good. That was my second day this week. I think I'll go today as well. Feels good to be back touching grass, back getting in shape. Feeling a little sore right now, to be honest with you. Didn't take a backpack or so, but I will start. Yeah, little better, not the worst. Not the worst. Let's see how we're looking here on Bitcoin. Oh, not Solana. So let's see. Still dipping, down full almost 2% since the market opened. So yeah, hold on. I think we see this. I don't really see a catalyst, but you never know. Fridays have been surprising. Used to be pretty predictable. They're less predictable. Sometimes in the late afternoon, early evening, we'll see a little bit of a pump. Bitcoin has been extremely resilient in crypto through this war and everything. So maybe we get a rebound. Right now, we're clearly being brought down by the TradFi markets bleeding. We'll see. But don't be surprised if this continues and we get down, we basically rejected off some of the overhead resistance, some of the averages. So, you know what? I heard I heard Scott say today, or maybe it was Mr. Heine, that Steph at noon Eastern time, he will have. He's for one of the guys in the Heine community from Belgium, and he will be doing his noon show today. So check that out. He'll talk about some of these where he thinks Bitcoin's going to go. Kind of a technical analysis show. But right now we're bleeding down. We're like 33,250 points off of our high yesterday of almost 82. So we basically, that's classical rejection. It is what it is. But look, I'll be back tomorrow. Well, I know I'll be back Monday, but I will. I do my little TikTok update on Saturday and Sundays, but that's it. Follow me over there. Same Crypto Bull Ron, my same name on all platforms. But appreciate everyone joining me. Feel free to join us right now on the Bitcoin GM Morning Show. We got Enzo, a few other. Feel free to come up and say hello. But that's where we're at. Looks like we're going to kind of ride out the weekend and hopefully not bleed down too much. So have a great weekend. Touch some grass. Spend some time with your family. And our time is limited. Let's don't forget the important thing.